I've just made a video about the failing hard drive in this Toshiba Libretto, and I've just realised I've had the microphone attenuator switched on all the time, so if you can't hear what I'm saying, and if you can't hear the noises that the hard drive make, which I tried to talk about, that's why. This has got to be the cutest laptop computer that was ever made. This is a Toshiba Libretto 100CT, and it's about 30 odd years old now. It's about the same size as a VHS tape, so there's a tape just for scale. But unfortunately it doesn't work properly. It has a little laptop-sized hard drive in, which is on its last legs, and it usually takes forever to spin up. So it usually just sits there trying to spin up for ages, and then it just doesn't work. But it usually will eventually, so I'll just give you a bit of a demonstration to show the fault, and then hopefully we'll get it going later on. Well, I don't know if you can hear that, but it's certainly struggling. It's making some mechanical noises, like it's trying to start up. I've not actually had this on for probably a year or two, so I don't know what kind of state it's in, but usually it comes on after a while. In fact, we're not actually getting anything on the screen. It's sometimes alright if you do it a few times, over a period of about 10 minutes or so, it's sometimes alright. No, it's not doing anything. I might just have to try it a few times and leave it and see if it wakes up. Now, there's various phenomena that can actually cause this. One of them is called stiction. What happens there is the heads actually get stuck to the platter and then the platter can't spin. Now, I don't think that's what's happening here, because there's potential for the head to actually damage the platter when that happens. And that doesn't really seem to be the case. It does fire up eventually, and there doesn't seem to be any damage. It actually works fine, it reads and writes fine, so I don't think that's the problem. I think what's more likely is that it's actually the spindle motor, where possibly there's some lubrication that's not very good, or maybe a worn bearing or something like that, and it just gets the motor spindle itself gets a bit stuck. That's actually far less of an issue on modern hard drives. They have much better motors and much better bearings, but it's a bit of an issue on these really, really old ones. Right, seeing as though we can't get any life out of it just yet, I might as well show you what the actual hard drive is. So, I can't remember what make it is. It's probably a Toshiba drive, since it's a Toshiba computer, and this is the wrong screwdriver. I don't know where the right screwdriver is. Oh, it's here. So it's very easy to service. You've just got this piece which comes out with the two screws on. I think there might be a handle on it. Yep, there it is. There's the handle. And yet there is the hard drive. It is indeed a Toshiba. It's an MK2105 MAT. It is quite warm from having been sat there trying to spin for a while, so I might leave it to cool down a bit. Oh, it's a 2GB one. 2167 megabytes, that says. I thought it was a 1GB actually. So this is quite posh for its day. But what we can also do is, you can also get adapters to convert Serial 80A to IDE. So we haven't really got room in here for an adapter to convert a Serial 80A hard disk to IDE, because the hard disks are the same physical size. But you can get the little MSATA SSDs, because their SSDs are quite small. You can get little adapters for those, which convert to 44-pin IDE, and they fit in a little plastic box, which is basically just a drop-in replacement for one of these. And I have actually got a laptop, a ThinkPad, with one of those in. Right, it's not actually booting up without a disk. So I'm just wondering if it'll fire up without the hard drive, but with a floppy drive installed. This connects up to a PCMCIA card, so we can just stick that in there. And just to prove that it does work off battery, no, there's no sign of life there, is there? That's how you take the battery out, nice and easy. Right, just as a bit of a sanity check, I'm just going to try this hard drive in another machine just to make sure that the computer itself isn't screwing up. So I'll just take the hard drive out of this one. I haven't actually got the caddy for this computer. I keep using it with drives which are just sort of in loosely, so you just have to try and ensure that it gets lined up properly with the connector. Because this one here, I think this one's probably on its last legs as well, but this one here is a Hitachi Travel Star, dates from 2005, so it's 21 years old now, and it is 80 gigabytes. Yeah, it is actually a bit full. In fact, I think it's physically a bit bigger than that Toshiba one. Well, there's no sign of life there at all. Right, I didn't catch it coming up on video, but you can see here it has finally powered up. It just says bad CMOS check. Somebody's CMOS battery is probably dead. But you can hear, if I bring it up close, there we go, starting Windows 95. Right, if you've had any difficulty in hearing anything from that video, it's because I've had the microphone attenuator set on for the whole time, so... Right, so I can set this up, but it's not 1989. It is in fact 2026, and it's March. And you can see now that works absolutely perfectly. I did used to use this on the internet, and there's actually a screenshot there of me showing a screenshot of the EEV blog forum. We can blow that up to full screen. Someone was having a forum post back in 2017, look, about browsing the internet on Windows 95. This does actually work fine on the internet, but we can also play games on it. So I've got Klotz, which is a clone of Tetris. I've got WinUAE, so I can emulate an Amiga. I think I've got oh yeah, I've got a Nintendo emulator in there as well. But this actually came at some point from a company. I bought it from someone else, but he bought it from a company. I think it's probably the original Windows 95 install. So if we load Microsoft Outlook, I don't know who Caroline May is, but we'll see that this was once used as a corporate business machine. There we go, there's some emails. So you can see there it was used for corporate office type stuff. On Thursday 1st of June 2000 at 1:33, Linda Bevier sent something to a mailing list called Tie Found. I found a Marks and Spencer's silk tie on the ground floor in the car park. Red background with tiny blue and yellow flowers. I have left it with reception. Quite a typical corporate email, I suppose, and I do wonder if anyone ever got their tie back. And just to demonstrate, yes, it is running off battery.